Welcome to another edition of texTalk, your digital resource for news and information for the Texas Conference. I'm Tom Grove. I'm here with our conference president, Ismael Castillo.
Hi.
Another episode.
Yes.
And we've got some great things to report.
Yes, we have.
Dude, we had a busy weekend this last weekend in Dallas.
Yes, we had the convocation.
Absolutely.
Oh,
I was going to say, tell us about that.
yeah, of course, and you can also
right. Well,
add some flavor to it. But yeah, we had the convocation in Dallas. That we're going to different places. We already were in the Valley. We were in the Valley, Houston. Also, we visited San Antonio, East Texas. And so now last weekend we were in Dallas, and it was a very nice turnout.
Yeah, we had a really good time. Dick Dirksen was our speaker, and
yes.
Boy, that guy can tell a story.
I talked to him afterwards and said, I want to follow the way you tell story, because he thinks of things that we don't.
Yeah,
usually we don't think about. So
no, he did a great job bringing out stories that we knew. He talked, Saturday night about Zacchaeus and Bartimaeus and all that. So we had a great time. The trainings seemed to go really well.
Yes, and I'm very proud of our officers here, and also local pastors also did some the training. Yep. We had a full classrooms were full. Yeah. And let me say also the NDA, our school there, and the principal, Mr. Gray, and also the pastor there, Pastor Kim. They were amazing.
Oh, they did.
They were amazing. So it was a great turnout. People enjoyed it. The feedback that I received was very positive.
We also used Canyon Creek Project. Peter Casillas,
exactly.
the pastor there.
Exactly.
It was an amazing weekend. It was tiring by the time it was all said and done.
Yes.
But we were super blessed by our people.
Called together as one convocation.
Yes.
Yes.
That's right.
But we have another one.
So tell us about the next one.
Yeah, the next one, and I'm going to make sure that I have the right date, is going to be from the 28th through the 30th of August, and it's going to be in San Marcos. It's going to be for the Central Texas area.
Texas.
So again, it's going to be
Austin, down almost to San Antonio.
And the thing is, we start on Friday night, or Friday evening, actually, and then on Saturday, people from the office, we go to different churches. We preach there. This past Sabbath, I was in Living Springs in Irvin. You were in?
I was in Garland English.
So then we're going to go now to the Austin area, Central Texas, and we're going to be in different churches during the morning. So the conference is going and visiting the areas and being part of the dynamic of that area.
These convocations are so awesome because you and I both been here for a while, seeing old friends that we don't get to see all the time.
Yes.
It's just a lot of visitation in the hallways. And so who's the speaker for Central Texas?
It's going to be our new president for Southwestern Adventist University.
Okay, perfect. What else?
Dr. Nelu.
There you go. You and I
knew I was going to get it.
What else is going on in the Texas Conference? I know we have a huge initiative that we want to talk about.
Yes. Thinking of how we can close this cycle. We have a 4-year cycle here in the Texas Conference. We have a constituency at the end of, in October next year.
October of 27, yeah.
And the General Conference has this initiative of evangelism around the world, which is called OneVoice.
Okay.
Sometimes we have many voices and talking different. So the General Conference say, why don't we just speak one thing for this period of time? And we have chosen from September 2026 to September 2027 and to align ourselves with this initiative of OneVoice. So it represents, or it celebrates, actually, not represents, it celebrates in September 2027, according to calculations. And I'm saying according to because I have not checked it. I have not done the math. But according to the calculations, on September 2027, we're going to have, or there's going to have been 2,000 years of Jesus' baptism and the beginning of his ministry.
Right.
So we would like to end this initiative in September 2027 with baptisms. And September 2027 plus, September, October, November, the rest of the year. But September is going to be like the main focus. We're going to be promoting it. And of course, there are going to be some initiatives, some actions from now until then for that month to be special beyond other months that we've done evangelism. Yes.
So what can a local church do? What is some of the actions that a local church can do?
This is what I want to say. I would like for every church to feel that they can participate, regardless of the local culture, regardless of how big or small, or if they have a good media team or not. this is any church can participate in. I would like to see every church participating in three things: creating, sharing, connecting.
Okay.
And I'm gonna speak a little bit about this in a few minutes. But the purpose is for every church to say, okay, we want to create, or if they don't have the ability to create material or content, to acquire things that they can share. So it's nothing, to be honest, Tom, I don't think it's something different necessarily from what we've done in the past.
Right.
What we're trying to do is be more intentional.
Intentional. I was going to say that's the word.
Yeah, it's intentional. So it's to create content, and then it is to learn how to share. I've been in churches, and you go in and you see boxes of material, and they're there for I don't know how many years.
Yeah, blow the dust off them.
Or sometimes on social media, we see a good post, and we just, if we do something, maybe we like it, or we just pass it through. But we have to, I guess, develop this idea that we are missionaries also. So to share either printed material or digital material, and also connect. And because at the end of the day, we're here not to be silos, or islands in society. We are to be a blessing to society. So I'm going to go through those three ideas, but I don't know if you have any.
No. I think the idea that every church, independent of their culture, conservative, progressive, whatever that is, and we have all kinds of churches in
diverse. It may be in their culture, may be immigrant, non-immigrant. Anybody
can do this.
Anybody can do this.
So talk a little bit about create. I mean, social media is such a big deal, but how do we create?
Of course, the new thing is social media. So the idea is for churches to, even the programming that they already have, or the content that they already create, to be more intentional about it. And we're gonna be doing some trainings about it. How can you get a sermon and make it into shareable content?
Correct.
Because one thing is to have to upload news and pictures, which are good, but we would like to be more intentional in what we are here in this world, and we've been called as a Seventh-day Adventist to be in this world. So how I can get this information, this content, into be shareable.
Right.
So is create content. Of course, the main element, the main topic is Jesus. Right. Yep. And maybe we are also suggesting for this to be a deeper study in Daniel and Revelation. Sure. But is to create content that has, or create or adapt content that has to do with prophecy, with doctrine, with stories, local stories. We all like stories of people that were changed. We are inspired by other people's stories. Sure. Also, well-being. In today's world, emotional well-being, a spiritual well-being, physical well-being. So maybe a church can have a section on how to deal with money. How do I manage my money? Maybe out there people need to hear about this from a Christian perspective, and Jesus being the center. Or what about emotional intelligence? Maybe a church can have a section of and upload videos of 1 minute or 2 minutes about emotional intelligence. I know Texas Conference is doing something like that.
Absolutely. I was just going to say, we are very intentional here and becoming more intentional about, we're doing the Explore More, both on the English side and the Spanish language. Yes. We're doing mental health.
Yes.
And these are things that can be that can be shared on a church's social media page. It doesn't have to, they don't necessarily, if I'm hearing you correctly, they don't have to necessarily create it themselves. It's taking advantage of what they already have, whether it be the Sabbath morning sermon. Many of our churches stream. Yes. We've taught some of our pastors, and we're going to continue to do that to take that and put it into shareable
format.
Yeah,
because let me say this. I've gone to many churches, their Facebook page or YouTube page, and I've noticed that there was a great sermon, but then you see the video that is 2 hours and something.
Yeah, because it's the whole church service.
Yeah, so then you have to go forward until you find that sermon, but not many people will have that. Right. But what if that sermon? There are tools to do that, and we're going to teach about that later. What if that sermon, you can cut it into 30-second sound bites, 1 minute, so people can shares, shareable content. Now, I want to say this. Social media is not evangelism.
Right.
Social media is like having a billboard, and then people see the message and they get inspired. But that is not necessarily evangelism. The evangelism happens at the one-on-one, human contact. But this is a way for us to have a presence in other people's lives. And maybe, I don't know, maybe someone is 10 at night or maybe 2 in the morning that can't sleep, and then they're just going through their Facebook or Instagram feed, and then they find a clip of a sermon, 30 seconds, 15 seconds, a minute, or maybe a quote, or maybe something, a carousel, something. They see that, and then they see a Seventh-day Adventist, whatever church you may say, and maybe 2 weeks later, a month later, that person is in line in I don't know, H-E-B, Walmart, Target, waiting to pay whatever they're buying, and then maybe the person in front or behind says, you know what, I am an Adventist, and they say, oh yeah, I saw a video about it, I saw a post about it, so tell me about it. So it's just a way for us to connect, to pre-connect. Let me say this, to pre-connect.
To again allow the Spirit to work in a way. Talk a little bit about share.
Yeah, share, because again, we see the feed, we see the message, we like it, we smile, and then we move to the next post. We would like to motivate people, to motivate them to, if you see something that helped you, that comes from one of our churches or from the conference, share it. Yeah. Sometimes here in the Texas conference, we don't measure the success of a post by how many views we had, but how many shares we have.
Right.
So we want people to understand that they have a treasure, maybe of digital, which is social media, or maybe a book, maybe Steps to Christ, or maybe a great controversy, Desire of Ages, or maybe something that they created. Maybe a church can create a flyer with some messages or a card, something that they can give away. But one of the things is that we need to do is to start sharing. We cannot keep our message for ourselves and then hope that somebody's going to be saved by that. No, we have to be intentional about sharing a post, sharing a material that we have printed, so other people can know about us. Right.
And then you talk about connect.
Connect, yes.
This is something that is so important, and I'm going to share we sometimes as Adventists get so busy that we don't even think about the world around us.
Yeah.
I always challenge my church members. Do you know your neighbors? Do you know the families that live beside you and across from you? 3 people. And do you know their names? Do you know what they do? Do you interact with them on a regular basis? Or is it just, I pull into the garage, shut the garage so I don't have to talk to anybody and see anybody?
Yeah, there's a famous quote which talks about Christ's method alone. And then I've read it many times, by the way, in Spanish, it doesn't say it the way it's in English. So whoever translated that didn't do a good job. Because the first verb of Christ's method to bring people to Christ, the first, there are a few verbs.
Yeah.
The first one is mingle.
Then
he talks about show sympathy, then minister the needs, and then won their confidence, and then he called them, follow me.
Right.
But the first verb is mingle. The thing is, in the Spanish, it says something that is a little more passive. But to me, to mingle is very active.
Yeah,
I am on purpose, intentionally. I'm going to mingle. I'm going to be in between. I'm going to be in the conversations about football, about baseball, about, be there and then laugh and then go to places with people that need to hear about Jesus Christ. So we as individuals, we need to understand that our first responsibility towards others is to mingle with them, not with the intention of, gaining them at the beginning. It's just with the pure reason of love.
Right.
Because God loves us, we love other people. So then the first action, the first verb is mingle. Be part of their lives. Be part of some of other people's lives. Yeah. So I would like for us as individuals, again, and also as churches, to take this verb into consideration for the next year and a half, at least, to mingle, to be part of other people's lives. And then Of course, we're gonna be able to show sympathy because now we're gonna know that about their lives. We know if they're going they're going through in their marriages or children or finances or health, and of course, we're gonna be able to minister them to their according to their needs. And of course, it's gonna come a point in which we're gonna be able to say, you know what, come to my church,
right?
Or let me share with you this idea or this book. Or we need to understand that we need to connect. Evangelism happens at that moment, that moment of connection.
Exactly. So it's an exciting initiative.
Yes.
I love what it's called, OneVoice.
One Voice. And of course, OneVoice is the internal, name of this initiative.
How we talk about it.
Outside is going to be called All Things New. And we're going to be creating, I was just talking to our communication director, we're going to start creating videos about how to do each one of these and other elements
I love it.
Of this initiative. You know those, sometimes they're more interactive or maybe more entertaining ways to motivate people,
right.
Because people listening to me all the time, I don't think it's gonna make the cut. But if we have these instructional videos of 1 minute, 30 seconds, 5 minutes, we're gonna be doing that, in a regular basis. So to let other people. Plus, next year, my idea is that next year, this convocation that we're doing right now is more oriented towards this initiative.
Absolutely.
Of course, everybody in their own department, every department here at the conference, training according to, of course, that department, but also having this special emphasis on OneVoice 27.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Of course.
So stay tuned, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Well, we're excited that you joined us for another episode of texTalk. Again, it's always a pleasure to share what's going on here, but we look forward to you joining us next month as we continue to move the mission forward together as one here in the Texas Conference. Until then, may God bless you and go with you.
Jesus gave the call to go to every tribe and land, to spread his love around the globe with our own hands. We make this sacred vow to serve in every place, till all nations know the power of his grace. So with one voice we proclaim redemption's story, and with one voice we commit to tell the world. Let us all rejoice in the Father's love and glory, as we reach all nations with one voice. Every way we can, we'll share the story of his grace. Heart to heart, we will show his loving face. Every language known, every tribe and every tongue, we will declare your name until his kingdom comes. So with one voice we proclaim redemption's story, and with one voice we commit to tell the world. Let us all rejoice in the Father's love and glory, as we reach all nations with one voice. From east to west and north to south we'll go. Every heart will meet the one they need to know, that Jesus saves, he heals and sets us free. One message, one truth, one hope. So with one voice we proclaim redemption's story, and with one voice we commit to tell the world. Let us all rejoice in the Father's love and glory, as we reach all nations with one voice. Let us reach all nations with one